Fantastic. Thanks, Tori. Morning, everybody. Welcome to our webinar. It's great to see so many people here with us today. As Tori says, I'm gonna talk a little, give you kind of an overview, an introduction to Abbey College Manchester, and then I've invited two of our Year 12 students to come and talk. They've got some questions they're going to answer, but they will talk kind of genuinely about their experiences here at Abbey. And if you do have any questions about anything that I say or anything that they say or any other questions you've been thinking about, just type them into the chat. So there we go. Welcome to Manchester. So Abbey College Manchester, achieving success together. So we're a very small sixth form college, mainly sixth form college, right in the centre of Manchester. We've got about 205 students on roll, and a mixture of students from here in the UK and from all around the world. We've got 36 different nationalities currently studying together here in college, and everybody works together, everybody plays together, and there's no distinction between international students and British students. Everybody's all together. We are a city centre campus, so the building that I'm in right now is slap bang in the centre of Manchester. If you look on Google Maps, you type in Manchester and then kind of zoom in, we're right in the middle. So it's a superb location, both for domestic students and for international students, in terms of getting here. There's trains, trams, buses all around the city, so it's really easy to get here. And because we're a sixth form college, mainly sixth form college, there's a little bit more independence than you would necessarily find in a more traditional school. We've got no uniform, there's no bells. Everybody's on first name terms, so I'm principal, but everybody calls me Chris. Call teachers by their first name, and we expect a little bit more independence. So the college day, for example, goes from 9 o'clock in the morning until 1600 hours, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But once you're in sixth form, year 12, year 13, if you've not got a lesson at 9 o'clock, you don't have to be here at 9 o'clock. Okay, we trust that you can come in, you can kind of manage your own time, and look after your own kind of getting here and leaving schedule without the need to be here from 9 till 4. So as I say, this year we've got 36 different nationalities here in college. Our top 4 this year are UK. So domestics, about 25% domestic students, followed by Iran, followed by Hong Kong, and then finally China. And the other 32 nationalities there are 32 other nationalities. Next year, who knows? Because we've got a lot of students signed up already for next year, which is great, from lots of different nationalities. So we are an academic college. And last year, 75% of our cohort got to their first choice of university. We'll talk a little bit more about progression, a little bit more about university destinations a little while. And for those students who need IELTS for their visa or need IELTS to get to university, IELTS is part of the curriculum. When you get your timetable, let's say you're studying business, economics, maths, you need the IELTS. The IELTS will also be an integral part of that timetable. I know in other places it isn't, or it's an extra, whereas here the IELTS department is very much a part of college. And because we're small, we are very much a student-centred college. We can put in a lot of bespoke support for the students that larger schools and colleges can't or don't. And again, that independence, it's really important because we very much see Abbey College as a stepping stone from school to university. So we very much see it as our job to prepare students for university, prepare them for going to university. And we're very good at student welfare, listening to our students, providing academic support, providing pastoral support. UCAS, which is the system through which you apply to university here in the UK. All of the students will have bespoke UCAS classes on their timetable. 2 of my assistant principals, Nigel and Mark, they oversee UCAS. So there's a lot of individual support available, and that goes right from the outset of signing up on the UCAS through filling in all the forms, personal statement choices, etc., etc., etc. All of that process is fully supported, fully explained by 2 experts who've been doing it for many, many, many years. The pastoral support here in college is absolutely fantastic. We've got heads of year. So your head of year will look after kind of pastoral and academic support. I've also got assistant heads of year. We've got a nurse here in college the whole time. Got a fantastic Senko. We've got a counsellor who's in. Many different forms of support available. Everybody who comes in, you go into a form group of tutors. So your form tutor looks after your both academic and pastoral needs as well. And if you've got any problems, there's plenty of different people you can talk to. And again, as well as pastoral support, obviously lots of academic support. And then on a Wednesday afternoon, we have enrichment, and it's an opportunity to do something a little bit different. And the enrichment options range from film, knitting, sport, where we're launching debating and model United Nations Club. Next year, there's a film, I think, board games, lots and lots of different opportunities to just go and do something different, to forget about your academic studies for an hour or so, go and learn some new skills, work with different people, do something that you enjoy doing, something that will bring you kind of a bit of relaxation and a bit of enjoyment on a Wednesday afternoon. So all independent colleges, independent schools here in the UK and around the world have an ISI inspection every 3 years. That's the Independent Schools Inspectorate. And we had our last one just over a year ago. So it was in March 2023. And the inspections, they look mainly at two different areas, or the outcomes are about two different areas, and they are academic and pastoral, which are the two main themes in any school or college. And we were very pleased with our inspection report last year to come out in excellent in both categories, and there's some nice comments there written by the inspectors who spent 3 days delving into all aspects of the college last year. We were very pleased by those outcomes. So in terms of academics, here are the courses that we offer. We offer the traditional 2-year A-level course. We also sometimes have students who want to come and do 1 year, and that could be because they're switching college or school in between year 12 and year 13. We also every year have a number of students who want to come and resit their A-levels because they didn't get the outcomes they wanted. So we want to try and improve on those outcomes. So we do a 1 year or a 2-year A-level course. We've got the International Foundation Programme, which for UK students is called the Combined Studies Programme. It's exactly the same programme. And that's a 1-year programme. It can also be a 2-year programme, depending on your level of English and depending on your previous schooling. Again, it's a very flexible course. All 1-year GCSEs. Now, GCSEs traditionally are a 2-year course. We teach them very much condensed. In the 1 year, you'll get exactly the same input from the teachers, but it's just at a much faster rate because we do it every year. And because we do it over a year, the maximum number of GCSEs that students can do with us is 6. The International Foundation Programme compared to A-levels the differences are that it's a 1-year course. And unlike A-levels, you would do 2 different strands. So it could be biology and chemistry, it could be physics and RS, it could be art and textiles. There are many different pathways available on the International Foundation Programme. And it is a level 3 qualification, which is the same as A-levels, and it's designed to give direct entry to university, mainly for international students, and their level will be exactly the same as A-level. And unlike A-levels, it's a modular course, which international students find less challenging. So that is to say that you have exams in December, in March, and in June, rather than big terminal exams in June. So at the moment, our A-level students, they're having about 9 big exams over the course of kind of 2 months, whereas the International Foundation Programme students, they've got their final Unit 3 exams in a couple of weeks' time, and they already know the percentage they've got from Unit 1 and Unit 2, along with the key skills, which makes up 25% of the course. Okay, so if you want to know more about International Foundation Programme, then I'd be more than happy to kind of have a Teams or a Zoom with you to discuss that. Lots of academic support available. Because we're small, we can provide support that larger schools and colleges don't, or larger schools and colleges can't. We have maximum class size of 12 students. The average class size is 8, which again means students have the opportunity to ask more questions of their teachers, get more individual support from their teachers. And it also means that students can't get lost. They can't kind of sit at the back of the room and really struggle. In some of the rooms, especially the science labs, everybody's sitting directly in front of the teacher, so there is no back of the room. And again, that's great for the teachers because they can really see that A, students are engaged and listening, but B, can see if they are struggling to understand or to ensure that they have understood anything. And then in terms of reporting, we have introduced reports called Patch. And as it says here, Patch stands for progress, areas for development, target grade, current grade, how to get to the next level, and homework. And every half term, so every 6 or 7 weeks, students and parents will get a Patch report, which goes through those different points. And it's the areas for development and how to get to the next level, which are the really key ones. And again, your teachers will go through those with you in class. We'll talk through how to improve and what you need to do to get to the next stage. And again, this is what we're talking about in terms of independence. They'll tell you what you need to do and then kind of expect you to go and do it. And again, we use Microsoft Teams for a lot of our work. All the homework and lots of the classwork is done through Microsoft Teams. And it may be that you're struggling with something or you didn't quite understand something. You can send an instant message to your teacher on Teams if you're a little bit unsure. It may be that he or she is in their office or is in their classroom. They might say, "Yeah, well, come and have a chat. Let's bring your homework to me, bring your work to me, and we can have a talk through that, and I can explain a little bit more." In the first 2 terms, then we also have what we call ACE Day, which stands for Abbey College Evaluation Day, and it's an opportunity to sit and talk to your form tutor about your own progress. Your parents are more than welcome to join either in person or kind of online. So it's kind of replaced the traditional parents' evening, and it puts the students right at the centre of their own learning. So Sadan has come to join us, which is fantastic. We just heard a door. She will be talking first, which is super. Hello, Sadan. Well, that's completely. Well, I'm lost now. So end of year review. So in year 12, we'll have individual reviews with all of our students. That'll be with their head of year, where they talk through kind of their progress through the year, their plans for year 13. Are they going to stay on the A level? Are they going to swap to the IFP? And again, it's done in a very collaborative manner. So the 2023 results then, I'm not going to talk through those because they're there. It's A level at the top, then it's the IFP results in the middle. As I said before, they're a percentage based rather than, I didn't say that, I think they're a percentage based rather than an ABC. And then at the bottom, it is the GCSE results. We're very pleased as a college with those results. And as I say, here we go. Here's the list of universities that normally our students go to every year. And as you can see, it's a very, very strong list of universities. I think in 2023, the number 1 destination for our students was Manchester and also Birmingham. And it changes every year because the year before it was King's College. And a lot also went to York. It varies year by year, but the support available from Nigel to kind of help with the UCAS progress, UCAS and university choices is fantastic. And typically, our students go on to study a whole range of subjects. There's a list there of the types of subjects that students have gone on to study over the last 2 or 3 years. And that's both from the A-level course and also from the IFP. Because doing the IFP doesn't limit your choice of either university or course. You can't go to Oxford, Cambridge, or kind of some of the London universities, Imperial, LSE, but all other universities here in the UK do accept the IFP, and they do accept it for any course. With medicine, it's slightly different. And again, if you're interested in the medicine IFP, I'm more than happy to kind of have a chat with you at some point in the coming weeks. Student wellbeing. So as I said before, the ISI inspection also focuses on the outcomes of pastoral development and how the students kind of understand themselves and how happy they are and their mental health and well-being. And again, we also came out with excellent, and there's some very nice comments there from the ISI about the pastoral support. So in terms of pastoral support, then we've got various different places the students can go. We've got a wellbeing room, which is the top picture there. And that's been a new development over the last 2 or 3 years. We also have a common room space where the students are more than welcome to go when they're free. They can go and work in there, they can go and relax in there. And then we've also got a learning centre. Downstairs, we've got a fantastic learning centre manager, again, who will also support the students in their learning. She works very closely with a lot of the subject teachers and the heads of departments to talk through the types of work that the students will be doing, the types of support they need. She also does lots on careers, on university destinations, on kind of next steps. So again, is a fantastic person, both pastoral and academic, that the students can kind of talk to if they'd rather. So alongside of the academics, we also have various different sports options. We run a football program. We run a cycling program in conjunction with British Cycling, and also a tennis program in conjunction with British Tennis. The training takes place in the afternoon, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So the students, if they do one of the sports courses, they do their academic lessons here in college in the mornings, and then they go off and do training in the afternoons. And it can be combined with any course, ideally GCSE or International Foundation Programme, lend themselves really well to students on the sports courses. And what we've found is that the students who do the sports courses, they learn that discipline. They learn that discipline of having to train, of having to go. And that comes across then in kind of their studies. What we've also found, especially those doing the team sports, that's the football, and we used to do a basketball program, is their English increases enormously because they're spending a lot more time with native speakers and with their coaches. So Dan, who you will meet in a minute, joined us with almost no English, and now her English is absolutely phenomenal. So she has done really well learning English. So as I mentioned before, lots of different clubs available on a Wednesday afternoon. And it's compulsory for students to do something. And again, as I say, it just takes them away from those studies, because A-level are difficult. A-level are very full on. It's really important to take some time out. I do a lot of running. I try and get everybody involved in running. Nobody seems to want to run apart from all the teachers. So lots of the staff here are runners, and we can't seem to get the importance of running across to the students. But make sure you do something on a Wednesday afternoon, because it's really, really, really important and a fantastic opportunity. We're also looking at building some links next year with various different charities to get some volunteering opportunities for students who are thinking of going on to do medicine at university. So we are also a boarding school. Our boarding house, it's about a 7-minute walk in that direction, and it's called Clydesdale House. We will have a whole building from next year, which is absolutely fantastic. About 77 students live in Clydesdale House. We've got 4 brilliant house parents who live with them. Alex is the head of boarding, and he's from South Africa, and he's great. And then also, so students have to be over 16 to live in Clydesdale House. And it's you can't really see it from the photos there, but it's an old building, so it's an old industrial building, but it's very modern. So it's only been open as a boarding house for about 4 years. We were the first people to go in there, and it's a fantastic place, and there's lots of different opportunities for students to kind of get involved in various different things in boarding. You have to be over 16 to live in Clydesdale House. So if students are under 16, they can live with a host family. And Ali Reza, who is also coming to join us, he lives with a host family. So I'll ask him to talk a little bit about his experience living with a host family, because he's been with the same one, I think, for 18 months now. And despite the fact he's over 16, he chose to stay with his host family, which we see a lot of that. The students are very happy living with their host families, and when they do become old enough to move to Clydesdale House, they prefer to stay with their host family. So there we go. So a little bit about host families. I won't talk about host families now, because Ali Reza, if he comes to join us, will be able to talk more about the host families. So Manchester as a city, it's a fantastic city. It's a very young city. It's got 3 huge universities, and there's about 100,000 students here in Manchester. It's a very, very cosmopolitan city. There are people from all over the world. It's a very friendly city. It's a very young city. There's a great music scene, art scene, sports scene. Obviously, the best football team, certainly in England, if not in the world, Manchester City, are based here in Manchester, and obviously it's home to the University of Manchester, and it's a great place to be. And it doesn't always rain, so the sun's out now. It was raining earlier, but it's now sunny, as I'm sure you can see. over there. So there we go. Why Abbey College Manchester? So we are a small, welcoming, friendly college. And because we've only got 206 or 210 students on roll, we get to know the students individually. We get to know them really well. It's cheesy to say it, but we are like a big family where everybody knows everybody else. Really inclusive college. Everybody's welcomed. Dedicated wellbeing room, college counsellor, form tutor, head of year, maximum class size of 12, average class size of 8. Again, all of this just helps support the students, help them kind of relax, feel grounded, help them make that progress and make the next step, and we can support them in getting where they need to want to go to, where they want to go to. Thank you. Sadan is now going to talk to you about her experiences of Abbey College. So she's got some questions. Not sure you can necessarily going to answer all those questions, or if you're happier just talking, it's entirely up to you. There we go. So this is Sadan. So do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us where you're from, how you came to Abbey College, your experiences so far.
So I'm Sadan. I'm from Iraq. I'm year 12. So basically, I come to Abbey College by a friend. So them introduced to us and say this is like the best college, and them was true. So yes, I'm here.
Fantastic. And so tell us what you are studying.
So I'm studying biology, chemistry, and math A level.
Why biology, chemistry, maths A level then?
Because I want to study dentistry and then went to like specifically biology and chemistry and needed like a third subject, and I love math, so I chose math.
Fantastic. So tell us then about the support you get both from your teachers and then from somebody like Nigel in terms of kind of UCAS and universities.
So the teacher are very supportive. If you need any help, just go ask them, even like directly, like face to face, or just like send them like a messaging team or email them, kind of like repel as soon as possible. For Nigel, he's very helpful. If you need any help, just go to ask him. He give like every single detail, even you don't know what to do. Just ask him. He go just tell you this, and he show you like everything in detail.
Fantastic. What about living in Manchester? Because you moved to Manchester
from Iraq.
From Iraq. Yep. And how do you find Manchester as a city?
Manchester is so a good city. Yeah. They're nice. They're beautiful. There's a lot of people from around the world, so it's so nice. So yeah, and the weather is so good. It's not that cold, not that hot, but yeah.
Okay. Tell us then, Sadan, about why dentistry.
So basically, when I was a kid, I watched a lot of like cartoon about them, like how to treat like patient or something like that. So I'm just like, oh, this is like the good. So I searched about this, and I have a friend. She was so close to me, and she have like a problem in her teeth. And after that, when when she went to the dentist and he like treat her, she can smile and she very more confident. So I'm interested in that. So I searched about more about that. So I say, oh, dentistry is very good choice to do it because I can treat people and help them to be more confident.
Brilliant. And tell us about how you've made so much progress in your English. Because do you remember when we first met?
Yeah.
You couldn't speak any English because you're hardly any English, whereas now it's amazing. So how have you done that in such a short space of time?
Thank you so much. So basically, I have like in English classes. So Fame and Martin and Nick, them all supported and them support me with like learning English and something like that. Them give me a lot of website to using, and so I use this website. And also the teacher is very helpful. Them also give me like some advice how to develop my English or how to develop my writing or something like that. So yes.
And in class, obviously nobody else speaks Iraqi, nobody else speaks your language, so so you have to speak English. Yeah. And so what's it like in lessons then with students from so many different nationalities?
So I have a friend for a lot of different nationality. We all speak English. We're very good communicated with each other because them all good at speaking English. So it's so easy to communicate with them, even them from different country or different culture.
Fantastic. And then in terms of what do you do then if you're doing some chemistry work and you get really stuck and you can't do it, how do you kind of then talk to your teachers?
So even I went to them, so them very welcome to go to them office and speak with them, and them going to explain that in detail, like pencil or pen, or just go to them like lab and asking them to help you, or just if you don't want that, like you be shy to go to ask the teacher directly, just send them a message in team and them going to repel as soon as possible.
Brilliant. Thank you. Ali Razor's come to join us now, so that's great. So we'll ask him a question in a minute. But just before we finish, Sedan, which universities are you hoping to apply to for dentistry?
So I have like 5 choices now. Is Manchester University, Liverpool, Sheffield, and there's King College and Queen Mary.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And what's number one choice? If you could choose, what would be number one?
I think Manchester, because I'm living with my family in Manchester, so I don't want to move it to another city. So
And Manchester is such a great city.
yeah, it's very good.
Sure. Ali Razor, do you want to just move your chair around? Just move your chair around a little bit. Yeah. So this is Ali Razor.
Hello.
So do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us where you're from, and then we can.
I'm Ali. I'm from Iran. I'm 16 now. I came in Abbey College, Manchester, in last year. I was 15 when I came here.
You've been here 18 months, haven't you? Is it 18 months or is it 1 year?
I
2
came
years?
here like October of 2022.
October 2022. Okay. So you were also doing A levels.
Yeah.
So which subjects are you doing then, Ali?
In psychology, biology, and chemistry.
Fantastic. And you are swapping to the IFP program next year. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the IFP program then?
The IFP program is 1 year, and we have 3 units in IFP. And if you finish 1 unit, they won't be in the other exam, like in unit 2. And this is a good thing about IFP. And if you want to apply to the medicine or for medicine, you don't need UCAT.
Okay.
Thing, yeah.
So, and what are you hoping to apply for at university?
Pharmacy or medicine.
Pharmacy or medicine. Excellent. So you will be doing maths, biology, and chemistry. So you're carrying on with the 3.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So tell us then a little bit about how you have found the support from your teachers then.
It's really good. If you have a question, you can ask them in class or after the class. And there's a team, and you can send a message to them in Teams.
Fantastic. Yeah. And what about kind of making friends here? Because there's a lot of other Iranian students, which is good and bad, because it means you can speak Farsi rather than English. That's bad, or is it good?
The good thing is you have a lot of friends, because we are here in my own, so we can have a lot of friends.
Cool. Yeah.
The bad things, you can't improve your English.
Exactly. As well as Sedan has.
Yeah, because you are speaking Farsi.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, and you live with a homestay.
Yeah.
And you've always lived with the same homestay.
Yeah.
So tell us about your homestay.
I'm gonna stay in my homestay
next year.
Fantastic. I think it depends on the character of your homestay.
Yeah. So tell us about your homestay then. Why do you like living with them so much?
They're so kind, and and they have 3 kids, so we have a really good relationship.
Good. And how old are the kids? Are they your age? Are they younger?
Yeah, one of them is my age. He's 15.
Brilliant.
And one of them is 13, and one of them is 10.
Fantastic. And so you feel part of the family?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're really.
Oh, that's lovely. And do you kind of go away with them at weekends? They take you places? Yes. So where have you visited with them?
We went to Liverpool Central Park. That was really good.
Excellent.
Sheffield Central Park.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. And so what do you enjoy doing in Manchester?
So the good things about Manchester is it's near the Liverpool and Blackpool, so they have coast and seas, so you can go out there. And the city centre is really good. It's a live city. And you like the football, don't you? Oh, yeah. You go to watch Manchester City. Yeah? I've seen you at the Etihad. And is that easy to get tickets? Yeah. If you buy a membership of the Manchester City, fantastic. You can buy a ticket. Brilliant. So you both. Let's bring you both. But can you both see both there or neither of you? There we go. So tell us if you think Abbey College, people should come and join Abbey College, and why.
I think them should come because them very supportive and very kind and very helpful people. You can meet a lot of good friends there. All the people here are very friendly and helpful. So I think it's good to come.
Thank you, Sedan. Ali.
Yeah, I think the Abbey College Manchester is very collaborative. So
Fantastic.
we have a really good relationship with the teachers and stuff like you.
Good. Good.
And yeah, and if
Awesome.
you want to go to the IFE, there are really good choices in university.
Yes. Yes, the destinations are really good, and the IFP is
Yeah.
not. It doesn't put a ceiling on where you can go to study.
Exactly.
So, give me 3 words then to describe Abbey College Manchester.
Supportive,
Supportive, collaborative, creative.
Yeah, I agree. with
Yeah, friendly.
Yeah, friendly.
Awesome. There we go. Fantastic. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Sedan. That's the end of kind of our bit of the webinar. So, Tori, I don't know if you've got any questions, and I don't know if anybody has got some questions they'd like to type in, and we can hopefully answer.
Okay, right. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, we did have a few questions that that came in beforehand. So, Chris, if you want to answer this, or Salama Ali, whether you want to, it's about what does the college day look like?
What does the college day look like? Okay,
Yeah.
so so we've got lessons from 9 till 4, but because these guys are both year 12, they don't have lessons from 9 till 4, so they don't have to be here from 9 till 4. They can be because the college is open all the time. But students are free to come and go as they please. We've got a learning centre downstairs where people can work. So lessons are 1 hour in length. We've got 2 lessons, then a break, 2 lessons, then lunch, 2 lessons, and then it's the end of the day. And students in year 12 and 13, so we run a 2-week timetable called week 1 and week 2. So this week is week 2, and students have 11 hours per subject per fortnight for A level, or 10 hours per subject per fortnight on IFP. So if students are doing 3, like these two, doing 3 subjects plus IELTS, plus a course that we call Success in the Sixth Form, which is then UCAS, typically it would probably be 3, 4, or 5 hours a day. So students are going to be very busy. And then on top of that, obviously, there's lots of homework, lots of independent work, lots of kind of extra study to do on top of that. So you're going to be very busy if you come and join us. But ultimately, it's absolutely worth it, as both Sedan and Ali have kind of explained.
Okay, thank you very much. And how often do students get assessed? Are they saying tests or exams?
Do you two want to answer that? How often do you have kind of assessments and tests in class?
Yeah, I think it's every 5 weeks before the half term or Easter or the Christmas, and like we get patch report and they send a patch report to our parents, so that's a good thing for the parents.
So you get to know exactly what your progression's like.
Yeah.
So you have kind of big tests every half term then?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's great. And again, I think we've touched on this a little bit, especially with Salam Ali being on quite specialist courses. But again, it's kind of what sort of support can the college require for those either competitive degrees such as medicine, or maybe competitive universities such as Oxbridge?
Yep. So in terms of, Sadan, do you want to tell us a little bit about the support you've got from both Nigel and Paul in terms of kind of preparing for your application for dentistry?
So basically, I have meeting with Paul and Nigel like each 2 weeks, then to prepare for the interview, because like the interview is so important for competitive university. So he every time he explained to me and he give me feedback about how my profession go, and also he helped me with the application, how to apply to this university, what should I do for the UCAD, and he give me some source using to prepare for UCAD and something like that, and also for the meeting, and he give me some books for dentistry, for the personal statement. So good.
Fantastic. So the support is very much done on a bespoke basis, again, because we're so small. So when you have those meetings, then is it just you?
Yeah,
So
just
it's
me.
one-on-one. And again, Nigel has the time. Mark, you'll find this next year because Mark will look after you doing your your UCAS, Ali, the support is very much done on a bespoke basis. So, you know, last year we had one student who wanted to study philosophy and physics at university. So again, it was a very specialised kind of support that he needed. And again, because we're so small, it's very easy for us to provide that support. For those who are going for Oxbridge, we outsource the support there. There's a company we work with, and they come in and provide some extra support there.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. Now, I'm just going to say, I know Ryan has just sent some questions about medicine, but actually they're quite specific. So I've just messaged you, Ryan, just to say I'll email you after this, and we can pick up on those a bit more on sort of offline out of this session. So can I just, anyone else here got any other questions that they'd like to pop in the Q&A session to ask Chris or our students while they're here? I don't think so. Or Saddam, Ali, is there anything else that you maybe want to add to what you've already said? Anything that that you think that the people who are interested in coming to Manchester would like to know?
No, I don't think so.
I think they're so comprehensive in everything that we've talked about.
Really
I think we can kind of wrap up the session.
Fantastic.
And say yeah, thank you very much to everyone for attending, and I'll hand over to Chris and yourselves to sort of say goodbye.
Brilliant. Well, thanks, Dorian. Thanks to everybody for listening. And, you know, as I said before, if you do have any bespoke questions, any more questions, then please just get in touch. We're more than happy to answer those. As Tori says, you know, Ryan, I understand you've got some questions. More than happy to kind of fill in any gaps, anything we've not covered today. But otherwise, thank you for listening. And we hope to see you here in Manchester in September. Okay.
That's great. Thank you very much. Bye.
Awesome.
I started at 1:30.